Hi there, here is a quick demo of project governance feature in Power User Extension. This feature allows user to check for DBT best practices, organizational guidelines around DBT in IDE, VS Code, as well as in Git CI/CD so that the issues don't land in production. There are a bunch of checks and best practices validation that this particular feature does. It's available in the extension, but it's also available as Python package, open source under MIT license that you can easily integrate with your Git and CI/CD to do those validations before pushing the code in master branch as well. So some of the checks that happen are, for example, around modeling. It checks for duplicate sources, hard-coded references, model fan-outs, or around performance, for example, if there is a chain view linking, or around governance, for example, are there missing documentation or public models without contracts, or a bunch of things around testing, for example, missing primary key tests. There are a bunch of checks and insights available. Please check the documentation if you are interested at looking at the complete list. So without further ado, let me take you to the VS Code and show you how this functionality is used. So in the VS Code, we introduce the actions panel, and then there is a defer to prod tab, different feature. If you're interested, please check the docs. But now there is one more tab, which is called project governance. If you have multiple projects in the same repository, you can choose your specified DBT project here. And then after that, you can check the configuration for the checks you want to do. There are two ways in which this configuration can be specified. Manual, which is a YAML file that you can store on your local disk and can choose like this. Let me quickly show you. This is sort of a quick configuration of how that YAML file is written. You can disable some of the checks or insights. You can have some regexes for model matching and additional configurations that you can do. For example, what's the maximum fan out that's available for model fan out analysis? You can put numbers and things. Many checks you can configure in this way. Now, this is a way of using a local config file to configure the checks. The second way that we are offering is in this radio button, select config, where you can store your checks config in the Ultimate AI SaaS instance. You can have the config for environments, for different projects, etc. on different variations. You can create different configs. How you do is, you need to have a free account in Ultimate AI instance. To do this, go to the governance tab, click on plus new DBT governance config, put some name, description. I'm just going to put description there, and then here you can put the regexes to match different models, and below that you will find a list of all the checks available. You can disable certain checks. For certain checks, configurations are available. For example, model fan out analysis, if you want to configure it and maybe maximum number of direct leaf children, you want to increase this to 5, save it, and after that you can save the configuration in SaaS according to your different environments, projects, teams, etc. And this can be referred very easily in the VS Code or in the Python package when you're putting this in Git CI/CD also. Okay, and then once you choose your configuration, you can hit start scan. The Python package that comes with the extension, it will get installed if it hasn't been installed in your environment, and basically through that data pilot CLI Python package, all of these checks will be done for you. So for example, after the scan, it shows you all the issues that are present across different models. There is a way you can do filtering based on the type of check or based on file name also. For example, this complex SQL, there are hard-coded references that have been found. There is a missing primary key test. But say for example, there are some other checks. I'm not very sure what exactly is happening here. Root model traceability. You can click on the details, side screen will come up, and you can quickly look at the description. Okay, this particular model, Jaffel Sharp Complex SQL, is identified as a root model with no direct parents. This can hinder traceability and clarity in the data model. So things like that, more information about the check, why this has been flagged, are available right there in your VS Code. Once you are done, you can clear it. So this is a quick demo of the feature. If you have any feedback on how this can be made better, please use this feedback form and share your thoughts with us. Thank you so much.